What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I see that title's going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. So look, there's been a lot of talk when it comes down to California. You obviously have Spencer Pratt that is succeeding, doing amazingly well when it comes down to the polls. Spencer Pratt, plus 12 points in the polls, and is now, says here, breathing down Karen Bass's neck in single digits. Says here that voters are fed up with the failed leadership, homelessness, disaster, and total incompetence, which truly, me personally, I feel like is, again, it's time for a change. I definitely say it's definitely time for a change, and I know people are definitely ready for a change. Check it out right here.
New polling showing political outsider, former reality TV star Spencer Pratt making huge strides in this race for LA mayor. The independent candidate gaining 12 points since March, now trailing Democrat incumbent Karen Bass by single digits. Pratt's campaign in next month's primary gaining traction with voters. He highlights LA's homelessness crisis and failed leadership. He does it very artfully with a ton of social media and some pretty powerful ads. I think have really helped this race for him quite a bit. Uphill battle.
And people love just seeing how others react. Like I've said, and I'll say it again, social media is a hell of a drug. And I say social media is a hell of a drug because everybody's on social media. No matter if it's Facebook, TikTok, X, Instagram, everything. It's everywhere. Everything. I mean, you see it everywhere. It's people that have all types of apps that it's gonna show something. It's gonna show something. And doing that and having that is going to be placed. They can be placed one area and it'll be on other platforms, just like that. So him doing it is very smart, and I feel like he's leaning more towards, as well as the younger generation as well. Now that I think about it, and I say that, and I'm not saying it's just the younger generation. I feel like it's definitely all over, but I feel like it's also important to have the younger generation focused on that too. Me personally, you literally have here, says Spencer Pratt is surging, and LA Mayor Bass literally is pretty mad about the things that he's doing. He literally put a billboard on a truck of Karen vacationing in Africa and shopping. Why, obviously, the LA fires happened. If I'm not mistaken, Spencer Pratt lost his house due to those fires, and his family, which is definitely messed up. And I feel like that also gives, and I'm not saying that it gives any type of boost, but I feel like it gives that story of somebody who's actually been through things because the city got let down. You know what I mean? So one thing about it, I feel like Spencer Pratt definitely needs to take over. Check this video out. So y'all literally have, and I don't want to copyright it, y'all literally have this truck that's literally moving everywhere, all around, which I feel like is fire. I'm not gonna lie, definitely fire. You have Karen Bass, on CNN that responded to these ads, and she's saying that it's taking a violent turn. Before she speaks, I want to say this. She's saying that this is taking a violent turn, but you see that coming from the left all the time. Literally. And she's saying it because it was a specific ad that was put out. I'm going to just play the video.
But what's worrying me now is that his social media is now taking on a violent turn. And that worries me, because when you do that and when your messages are so hateful, or when you demonize people, then you do provoke.
How long they been doing that to President Trump? Big hypocrites.
People who are unstable, and you can jeopardize people's safety.
You mean like the throwing of
People that are unstable. People that are unstable. So, with that being said, I don't know. Are we not going to talk about Charlie Kirk? Are we not going to talk about all the attempts when it came down to President Trump? Are we not going to talk about the violent riots and people acting out and doing things when it comes down to ICE agents? Are we me personally, I'm confused because I'm hearing this from the left that's coming, that's having all these people that obviously are, as she's saying, unstable. It's crazy to me.
You can jeopardize people's safety.
You mean like the throwing of the tomatoes?
Well, the throwing of the tomatoes, which look like blood, or drowning
It's a
the
tomato.
governor in a reservoir. But there's also other violent scenes. And so I've noticed
That's clearly a tomato. That's clearly a tomato that has the tomato juice coming down, y'all.
that it's taking on a violent trend.
CNN posted this, YouTube. I don't want to get in trouble. It's just tomato. Tomato juices. Crazy. Says Mayor Karen Bass has backed out of a televised mayor candidate forum originally set for this Wednesday after Spencer Pratt. Like I said, he's definitely doing this thing.
Right. Your challengers have accused you of mismanaging that response on a number of levels. Spencer Pratt personally blames you for his family losing their homes in those fires.
She is to blame.
Are you responsible for what happened there and the mismanagement that did occur in those fires and the response to them?
Let me just say that as the mayor of the city, the buck stops with me. That is very, very clear. What was true of our city, but not just our city, our region, our county, was that we were not prepared because let me just tell you, with climate change, we are experiencing climate events that Los Angeles is not prepared for.
Climate change. Let me tell y'all something. And like I've always said, this was a money grab. Me personally, that's what I look at. For them, when it comes to Karen Bass, when it comes for Newsom, when it comes for all those individuals, that's what that was for. They had opportunities to get things done. Let me show y'all. This right here says even after what just happened with the fire that happened, the left is still ignoring the fire department. Los Angeles Fire Department firefighters say they have been ignored by Mayor Karen Bass. This is a real video. I had to check for myself. It's true. They've been ignored. Check it out.
It is 2026. We have the same amount of firefighters as we did in 1960, with the call volume 5 times greater. We used to run 100,000 calls in 1960. We run over 500,000 calls a year now. The population has doubled from 2 million to 4 million. We cannot sustain giving the citizens what they need when they call 911 and responding in a timely manner. We should be responding within 4.5 minutes. We are almost at 8 minutes when they call 911. When every second counts, someone is having a heart attack, someone is trapped in a car, someone cannot breathe, every second counts and we know that. So what we did on Labor's back is we pushed this initiative because we are the ones that are responding every day when someone calls 911. And this sales tax is going to go ahead and give us more firefighters, rebuild our broken fire stations, build new fire stations, and also all the equipment that comes with it with supporting mechanics to fix our current apparatus and to keep us going on a day-to-day operation.
Let me tell y'all something. If the people, the firefighters, the first responders, the citizens, if they have to do this and they have to figure out other ways to work around what the mayor isn't doing, then that becomes a problem and obviously shouldn't be mayor. So the people that are, that are supporting, that is voting, that is doing these things for Karen Bass, I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to truly think about that. If they're not caring and they're ignoring the fire departments and they're doing all of these things, we're gonna talk about the homelessness. If they're doing all of these things, Why support them? Why wouldn't you want something different? Y'all got to think about that. This right here just goes to show you, and this is just one of the things. I'm not going to say this is the full thing of what it goes to show you on you choosing who should be mayor, but it just goes to show you just right here based off the answers. Check it out.
Next question. Do you support the ordinance that restricts encampments in front of schools or daycare centers? Mayor Bass, I'm going to start with you. Yes or no? Ms. Rahman, yes or no?
I support.
Y'all see how fast her yes was? It wasn't yes, and we're going to make sure we do this and we do that, and it shouldn't be this. And these are things that simple yes. She's literally showing she doesn't care.
Keeping our streets safe. I did vote against the structure of this particular ordinance, and it is because at its best,
It's a yes or no.
It does not, the way this ordinance was structured,
It's a yes or no.
it does
Yes
not
or
keep,
no.
it
We'll
does
take
not
that
keep
as a
our
no.
children safe. It does not
Mr.
keep our
Pratt.
children safe. No,
Mr.
How does that not keep your children safe? Am I tripping? If you got drugs, like, and all that stuff, like, around the homelessness and this, that, and the other, and you got it in front of schools and this, that, and the other, how does that...
Mr.
it
Pratt.
doesn't keep our children safe enough.
It's a simple yes or no question. Mr. Pratt.
What I was saying is she's fighting because she doesn't think there's a difference between 1 foot or 500 feet for kids' safety with drug addicts with machetes
Again,
in
we'll
front of
take that.
schools.
Yes or
Right.
no?
Of course, we do not want encampments in front of schools, parks, daycare,
Okay.
Right.
vehicles.
Mayor, you had talked about.
That's real. That's that right there. That's how you answer something. That should tell you everything off bat. It should tell you everything. This right here is this right here. This is in front of a police department. That's wide in front of a police department.
The craziest thing you'll never get used to in downtown LA. Look, he's smoking fentanyl. Here's a fentanyl tent. This is the police station. That's the whole police station.
People are supporting her. Y'all, this is stuff that... This is Spencer Pratt at the park.
This is Asker Basura's park right here. Look at this. And that's the encampment where all the fentanyl addicts and dealers just post up next to it. And then that's the park. That's where...
Look at that. I'm telling y'all, me personally, I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all. And like I've said, I've said this before. People ask, oh, Recklezz, why is your titles like this? Why is your thumbnails like this? Oh, I'm trying to bring everybody in through here. I'm trying to bring everybody in through here because it's important to. It's real important to. It's truly important to. Because people need to see the truth. People need to see the truth. Look, this is what Karen Bass said. Check this out.
How many people who are unhoused that you meet have no teeth at all? They don't have teeth. Why? Because meth rots your teeth. You can't succeed without teeth. So there needs to be comprehensive health care provided to people.
What they talk about, they make it sound good. And then they have people that are brainwashed enough to support what they're saying because they're hearing big words. Or, I'm not going to say big words. They're hearing, how can I say this? They're hearing words that, I can't think of what I'm going to say this. They hear healthcare. That's what I'm going to say. I can't get the word what I'm trying to say, but I'm sure somebody's saying in the comments, and I definitely appreciate you. Much love to you for saying that. They hear healthcare. They see homeless and they see healthcare. That's it. Those are the key words. There we go. That's what I was looking for. They look at those key words. They don't look at the whole thing. They don't look at the whole thing. They look at key words. So if they see the key word of homelessness and they see the key word of healthcare and they brainwashed enough, okay, we have homeless people. They need healthcare. Everybody needs healthcare. Okay, boom. A lot of those people aren't into politics. A lot of those people don't pay attention to a lot that's going on. They're just, everyday people that, just here and there. They see things that's on social media. They repost them, this, that, and the other. They see that this lady is caring more so about the homeless, and they're not looking at the bigger picture. They're not looking at what she's actually done. They're not looking at actually what she hasn't done. They're not looking at none of that. They see a person that has brown skin and speaking on healthcare and homelessness. That's what they see. They're not looking at the fact of everything else. And that's what I don't get. I'm not saying it can be a black person, that a white person. It can be a male or female. If they speaking the truth and they doing right by the state, by the city, that's wonderful. She's not. And that's what people don't get. And that's what frustrates me. It truly frustrates me. You got the homeless. Let's say, okay, boom. You do give them health care. They get their teeth fixed. More than 75% of those people going to go back and do exactly what they was doing. And guess what? Teeth going to be messed up right then again. Right then again. And I'm not saying that to be negative. I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm giving y'all reality. That's truly what's going to happen. So that shouldn't be your main focus. The main focus is getting them off the streets, because there's kids on the street. There's people on the streets. Those drugs can cause you to do crazy things. It just has me wondering, and it just confuses me a lot, because it's like, are people not seeing what's really going on? Get them off the street. I pray for the homeless. I pray for the ones that's trying to get themselves together. I do. It's important. Get them in centers, rehabs and stuff like that. Dude, I love that. So they can be focused on stuff like that. What they're doing it wrong. They're doing it completely wrong, and it's not right. Nothing but a money grab. I'm telling y'all. Literally got it right here. And again, one thing about it is that it's definitely important, to call out Karen Bass of what she's done. Check it out right here.
Karen Bass is here to talk about homelessness. Inside Safe, we have spent how much, Karen? How much? $400 million to house, 1,500 people permanently? You are a failure. An absolute failure. And you come here for your little media event. You have failed the city of LA, Karen. We are spending hundreds of thousands per person in Inside Safe. Half of them end up back out on the street. The city is filthy. You've cut funding for everything. You've cut funding for street services, for street lighting, for sanitation. Don't touch me. Please don't touch me. You could be nice. I don't care about your media event. The people of LA have real questions. We're about to get started. I'll wait till she talks. I'll let Hugo talk.
So I'm going to skip up just a little bit, and you'll hear Karen Bass speak.
It is definitely a delight to be here. To stand shoulder to shoulder with a wonderful council member who I have enjoyed working with for the last 3.5 years. Both of us committed to ending homelessness in the nation's second.
It's higher now than when you entered office. It's higher right now than when you entered office.
For 2 years in a row.
That's 2 years. You've been in office for almost 4. It's higher now than when you entered office. Karen, you deserve no credit. You're taking credit for their work, Karen. Karen, you're taking credit.
That's crazy. I'm not even gonna lie.
1,500 people. Is that a good use of our funds? That's taxpayer money. And you've cut, street lighting, you've cut sanitation, you've cut public works, you've cut all types of works, and then you want to come out and take credit for things that other people do.
Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to call it out. I'm telling y'all, somebody got to call it out. Y'all can find this on Eric Daugherty's X account. I'm sure a lot of y'all know who that is. If y'all do not know who that is, if you look me up on X, it's at LifeWithRecklezz. I have reposted it and liked it, so y'all will see it. y'all will for sure see it. You know, because it definitely is something that need to be said. I don't know if y'all caught my last video with Harold, because I had something, you know, obviously to say when it comes down to Harold. But you have it here. Says Harold Ford Jr. just confirmed Spencer Pratt is surging in Los Angeles mayor race for one very simple reason. Is because he's offering answers and solutions. This is something that I've continued to talk about. If you have an individual, no matter the skin color, no matter big, small, tall, it doesn't matter. Regardless, if you're giving those answers, you're giving those solutions, that right there is getting things done. You're literally giving, you know, and solving these problems and getting this stuff together. That's what people love to see. What you see from the left, you're not getting that. Check it out right here, Harold Ford.
This Jesse and DP does as well, the 80-20 issues, sometimes 90-10 issues. One of the most prolific one being boys playing in girls' sports. And you still have a group of Democrats out on these social issues. Yeah. And when they're out there, you can't be taken seriously if you have a really positive idea about housing. Democrats wonder why Spencer Pratt may be finding some traction in Los Angeles. It's because he actually, as we've said on this show, offering answers and solutions. Whether you agree with his answers or solutions or all of them, he's actually offering answers to real problems. That's what's missing in politics. The true deficit is that. They're derivatives of it. People don't like Democrats working with Republicans. Democrats don't like Democrats working with Trump. I mean, but we've got to get back to offering answers. But if you're not taken serious on the most basic things, people don't listen to you on the things that you might be right about that are serious in their lives.
Jesse, Adam McKay reminded
That's real talk, though. That's real talk. One thing that I can say is that I agree with him with that. You know, I definitely agree with him with that. And that just goes to show you. It truly goes to show you. Truly goes to show you that right there, you have so much of the truth instead of beating around the bush, lying about things. Lying and saying, oh, well, this about Spencer Pratt, he does this and he does, just like Karen did, all this, he's promoting and he's doing this and that's violent way and this. You gotta call it out. He's doing things that is definitely true, regardless. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.